enemy is nothing.
Oh
One enemy remaining.
Yo, so today is not your normal compilation of me shooting people in the head. It's just a whole settings walkthrough, and the reason I'm doing this is because literally every time I make like a highlight video, there's always like a group of people in the comments that just ask for my settings. So today I'm just gonna hopefully fix all that. I'm gonna put you all at ease, just give you a whole walkthrough of my entire game, and this should answer most of your questions, but if it doesn't, leave a comment down below. And if your comment says what's your crosshair, I'm gonna lose my mind because I'm literally gonna go through everything in this video, so should answer most of it. So let's get into it. Let's go to general. My text language is English. My enemy highlight color is yellow, and that's the little tint you see on the bots right there. There's different colors. There's red, there's purple, but I use yellow because it statistically gives you the most aimbot and it just looks the nicest. Next is my Sens. I use 0.346 at 800 DPI, and the reason I use this Sens specifically, like it's literally such a specific number, 0.346. I didn't just smash my num key. Basically, I'll put a video on the screen right now, but I searched up Valorant Sens converter and I converted my CS Sens, which was 1.1 at 800 to Valorant, and it said 0.346, so I just cut and pasted that. My scope sense is 1, and that's also from CS, and my invert mouse is off because I'm normal and I don't want my mouse to be inverted. My map is on rotate, based on side, on, 1.1, 0.9, on, and always. And I don't think your map settings matter too much. As long as you can see most of your map for information, that's really all that matters. Privacy, streamer mode is on just in case I'm streaming, I don't want to get sniped, and these two are off. For my view model, I use right hand instead of left. So you can see all my like guns, knives are on my left hand, but I prefer right. Because from CS, I also use right, and just right looks the most natural to me. All of these are off. I don't really know what they do. I just have them off because that's what they came as. Show mature content on. Show corpses and blood are also off. And the reason I have these off is because I don't think it really affects gameplay, and if I have them on, I'll just lose FPS, there's really no point. I have the language filter off because I don't really care if people swear. And these two, I have it on in minimum because I'm assuming it'd make me lag the least, as opposed to if I put off in maximum. So I don't really know what these two do. If there's like a reason behind like these settings, put it down in the comments, but I just have it on in minimum. The next one's bullet tracers, and this one's like a little controversial one here. I have it at off, but a lot of people have it at on. And when I shoot, you see those little pellets coming out, right? That's what happens when you have it on. But if I turn it off, they don't come out. And the reason I don't like the bullet tracers is because every time I turn them on, I just do bad for no reason. It's just like a bad luck omen, so I just have it at off. But some people like having it on because let's say you're getting sprayed at through smoke or something, you can see where you're getting sprayed from and spray them back. But I don't know, I just prefer off and it looks cleaner in videos, so I just have it at off. Show spectator count is on, these are all off. This is on, this is 0.6, this is 0.3. Go to controls, movement, standard WASD. My default movement is run, my walk is left shift, and I have toggle walkout off, meaning that if I want to walk I have to physically hold the button. My jump is spacebar, my crouch is left control, and same thing for crouch, I have toggle crouch off. Equipment, these are all your standard settings. I'm just gonna scroll down, you guys can like look through them. Communication, my party voice is K, and my team voice, like my in-game chat, is thumb mouse button. And this one's like really important. I suggest you use thumb mouse button if you have it, and that's like the button on the side of your mouse. And the reason I'm saying this is because if you're like in like a heat of the moment, like let's say you're in a 1v1, or like not a 1v1, but let's say you're in like a 2v1, right? And you need to calm to your teammate. I don't think like, I'd say it's a lot easier to just like click a button on the side of your mouse as opposed to a button on your keyboard. Because like, let's say your button on the keyboard is like K, right here, instead of thumb mouse button, you have to reach all the way to K to talk. But if it's just thumb mouse button, you can just use your thumb and click on the button. You don't have to like reach anywhere, so that's why I have it at that. My ping is Z. Everything else is unbound. My radio commands is period. My radio commands wheel index is comma. And these are all unbound too because I rarely use these, but if I do, like, I can just use the wheels rather than have a single bind for each like line. My interface, I don't think this matters also, but I'll show you guys. So yeah, that's my interface. Now we're gonna go to like the main part of the video, which is literally makes up like 90% of my comment section, and that's just asking for my crosshair. So right now I'm on this crosshair right here, and I'll just scroll through and show you. I use green, outlines on, outline opacity 1, outline thickness 1, center dot is off, center dot opacity 1, center dot thickness 2, fade crosshair with firing error off, show spectated players crosshair on, disable crosshair off because I want a crosshair. Inner lines, I don't think on and off matters on this, but my inner line opacity is 1, my length is 4, my thickness is 2, my offset is 3. Movement and firing error, you should always have it off unless you want your crosshair to move, and this is all, the outer lines are all 0. I don't really touch the outer lines, but my crosshair right now is 1423. In my other videos I use 1623 and I have outlines are off. It's just like big green crosshair. I usually don't change my crosshair that much, but recently I've been just changing it because I don't really know what crosshair I want to use. I'm 1523 right now is like something I like, or like 1423, but I'm probably gonna end up changing it. It's always gonna be in the description of my video along with my Sens, so if you ever see the crosshair in my video and you like it, just look in the description and all this will be in there. So yeah. So next is my video settings. This is like another important chunk. So I'm on full screen 1920 by 1080. I was trying out stretch for a bit, but I don't really like it since like it didn't actually stretch the models. It was just there. It only stretched the HUD, so I just got off of it. Play on letterbox, I don't really know what this does. It was just there when I opened the game. I have all this at off. I don't really cap FPS, I don't limit it. And I have my NVIDIA reflex low latency at off. I don't know what this does either, I just have it at off. My graphics quality, I play with multi-threaded rendering on, and this basically uses all cores of your CPU to give you more FPS. I play on high, which is also kind of weird. A lot of people like playing on low, but I enjoy high, just the game feels smoother. And my UI quality is low. My vignette is off, my VSync is off. My anti-aliasing is 2x, my anisotropic filtering is 1x. These two are off, my bloom and distortion are on, and my cast shadows are off. And my game, like, if you look at it, you guys always ask like why it looks so clear and smooth, and that's because of bloom and distortion. It makes my game more smooth, and it just makes my game look nicer and brighter overall, so I just have those on. Stats, I just have my FPS at the top left right there, as you can see. And that's pretty much it. I guess I'll go over audio too. This is just like, I don't think this matters, but I guess I'll show you guys this. Voice chat and voiceovers, that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna go over my Vegas and render settings. So a lot of you have been asking for that, so I'll go over that next. Alrighty, so now that we're done with my Valorant settings, I'm gonna go over my editing and what settings I use to render my videos, because you guys always ask how my videos are so smooth. So basically, I use Vegas Pro 16. I feel like that's the easiest like version of Vegas to use. Then if I go to my project properties, I'll obviously have it at 1920 by 1080, frame rate at 59.94, and then besides that, it doesn't really matter except these three settings right here. I have my motion blur as Gaussian, my deinterlace has blend fields, and my resample mode is disabled. Always have resample disabled, never have it enabled. It makes your video look really bad if you have it enabled. If I go to my render settings over here, yeah. So recently I've been starting to upload at 1440p. These are my old render settings. I should probably unfavorite that. These are my TikTok and short settings. I'm assuming you guys don't want that because it's for TikTok, but for YouTube, what you see, these are my settings. This is my width and height. I upload at 1440p, and then my frame rate is once again 60. That's pretty much it. I suggest always uploading at 1440p because my friend told me that uploading at 1080p can make your video look kind of blurry and grainy. So I started uploading at 1440 and it looks really nice, and obviously have your frame rate at 60. Another thing I do to my videos is that I add this effect called RSMB. So basically, it adds motion blur to my videos. You guys always ask how I add motion blur to my videos and how they're so smooth. It's literally all RSMB. So if you just search up on YouTube, RSMB free install, you can probably find a good tutorial online. And after you install it, you go to video effects and you just search up RSMB. And I basically select all my clips and just drag and drop. And my settings are blur amount 0.5, sensitivity 70. And I feel like these are the best settings because you're not overdoing it and you're not underdoing it. It's just a good balance. And this effect just literally makes your videos so much better. If you don't have it on, it just makes your videos so plain. But if you have it on, it just adds like a whole new level for your audience and it makes it a lot more enjoyable to watch. So I definitely suggest using it if you're trying to get into content creation. But besides that, that's pretty much all I do. Just play on high settings, add RSMB and render in high settings, and then your videos will look just as good as mine. So if you want to use these, feel free to do so. You don't have to, but that's just what I do it on. And that's pretty much the end of the video. Like, I just went over my Valorant settings in Vegas. I feel like that's good enough. If you guys have any more questions, you could drop it down below. I'll probably answering. And I hope you enjoyed. And these are my settings. So yeah.